تعتبر مدينة لاس فيغاس بولاية نيفادا منتجعاً في الصحراء الأمريكية، وتحظى هذه المدينة بشهرة عالمية، فتعرف بفنادقها الشاهقة بالغة الترف، والتي تجسد عناصر ومعالم من جميع أنحاء العالم. كما تجذب النوافير المائية المذهلة أكثر من 38 مليون زائر كل عام. أطلق على لاس فيغاس اسم مدينة الأضواء وعاصمة الترفيه في العالم.
الله أكبر.
إلا أن لاس فيغاس يسكنها أكثر من 3000 أمريكي مسلم، بمن فيهم الشرطية من مدينة ديترويت بولاية ميشيغان التي أطلق عليها النار وكادت تقتل أثناء تأدية واجبها، وقد قررت الانتقال إلى هنا لتبدأ حياة جديدة كأمريكية مسلمة.
من أنزل الأمطار وفجر الأنهار وأنبت الأزهار تزخرف الجبال، من ينشر الصباح ويرسل الرياح ويملأ البطاح برزقه الحلال. الله 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 الله.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Raquel and I converted a week ago to Islam. I was a police officer in the city of Detroit and I worked there from '96 until 2004 and I was shot in 2002. I was shot working on the job and I came very, very close to death, and I know that I have you know, a new beginning, a new life, and I kind of didn't know how to follow God. I just didn't know what religion to believe in until I had met some Muslim friends that really talked to me and sat me down and explained a lot to me, and it's changed my life where I'm not afraid of death anymore. You know, the only thing we have to fear is Allah, and you know, we never know when our next day is, so we better, you know, take Shahada now and you know, have that faith, and because there is only one God. And I know I came really, really close to death, and if I would have died that day, I don't know, you know, if I would have went to the hellfire or not, where now I have the confidence and the peace and the happiness where I know where I'm going if anything were to happen today. The wings are good too, man. The wings.
Man, you're a self-service.
I can't help it. I was like. Before I became Muslim, I really didn't have a strong opinion as far as Muslims or, you know, pro-Muslim or anti-Muslim or anything like that. I've always been that type of person. I was really open-minded. And, you know, that's one thing that I was so different about me from my family, is that I was really open-minded and respected people for what they believed in. I actually would get mad in my job as a police officer because people were attacking Muslims for absolutely no reason in Detroit, especially after 9/11. It was absolutely horrible, and it really bothered me. I'm like, you know, just because they're Muslim doesn't mean that they're an extremist or that, you know, they believe in extremist beliefs. And, you know, I know that's not what my friends that are Muslims, that's not what they believe. And, you know, they're not all terrorists. There's good and bad people in every religion and in every sector of life. You know, you have good cops and you have bad cops. And it's the same in everything. And it just really broke my heart to see, you know, and actually that's when I really became interested in Islamic beliefs after 9/11, because I was so disturbed by the things that I was seeing, you know, as a police officer on the street and the way that they were being treated. It was unconscionable, unconscionable.
على الرغم من أن راكيل مسلمة منذ فترة قصيرة، إلا أنها بدأت في تولي دور نشط في مجتمعها المحلي الجديد.
I'm here in Las Vegas at my masjid, and I have some clothes to give to the needy. And what we do is we just leave them on a table for them, and they come and hopefully they can get something that they like. So I'm just going to leave clothes for the neighborhood, and they can take what they need, and hopefully there's some nice sweaters in here that they can use, because it's a little cold in Vegas. I know for some people it might be discouraging to learn a new language and to learn, you know, it's basically, you know, a new culture. It's not just a religion, it's a new way of living. And for me, it's not been discouraging. It's just that I want to learn it faster and want to be able to do it on my own. But it's difficult because, you know, I'm home alone, and I've had to learn everything almost on the internet, even how to tie my hijab and everything. You know, I've had to learn it all on my own.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Malik Yawmiddin إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. But it's been a wonderful experience, and there's a lot of peace in it, and a lot of joy that you experience when you're learning and getting it right, and it's an incredible experience. I absolutely know that I did the right thing. I had been considering it for 2 years, and I had a lot of the theology and the knowledge, but I had never experienced it. I had never went to a mosque and experienced it, but I had a lot of Muslim friends and even had a Muslim partner on the police force that explained a lot to me. When I pray, even though I don't exactly know the prayers by heart, what I do is on the internet I have a couple of sites where after it has it in Arabic, it will have it in English as well. So then I will read the English portion, and it's just so powerful. The prayers are so powerful, and I feel so protected. Allahu Akbar. And know that in this world I have nothing to fear but Allah. It's very comforting. Subhana Rabbil Allah, Subhana Rabbil Allah, Subhana Rabbil Allah. Baghfir warhamni warhamni warfa'ni warzuqni wadini wa'afini. It's just my life, just a new peace and a new joy have come over me. The main thing that I like about Islam is actually being covered up. I do. I really enjoy it, to be completely honest. So, especially here in Las Vegas, because men look at women really, it's really creepy, and it's actually, I feel much safer. And the other thing that I like is that, you know, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning so much, and I love to learn. I've always been big into,
You know, life is a learning experience, and I absolutely love that about it, is that I'm learning something new every day.
Hast thou seen if he denieth Allah's guidance and is forward? Is he then unaware that Allah seeth? Nay, but if he cease not, we will seize him by the forelock, the lying, sinful forelock. Then let him call upon his henchmen. We will call the guards of hell.
Every day I read my Quran. Every day that I read the etiquette of, Islam, I learn something new. And that people are so helpful. They're not, it's not one race. It's not, people aren't judgmental if you come in there as an American. They're very supportive. They know that you don't know the Arabic.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. So after the questioning, after this whole thing, when everything is done, we're still not done. We're still not finished. There's one more obstacle, one more thing that we have to go through. And that is that every one of us have to pass over the sirat, over the bridge.
They're very gentle with you and help teach you and, guide you. And, I've got some really strong brothers in Islam that were raised by Imam that, have been really, really helpful in teaching me a lot. And there's a lot of peace and a lot of joy in it that I've never ever felt before.
تحدثنا إلى اثنين من إخوة راكال في الإسلام وكان لهما الفضل الأساسي في توسيع مسجد الصبور، المسجد الذي تتردد عليه راكال وأقدم مساجد ولاية نيفادا.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mustafa Yunus Richards. I made my Shahada August 15th, 1993.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
Hopefully you'll see during Juma that the Masjid al-Sabur, like all the masjids, is integrated with all different kinds of people. The Masjid al-Sabur, I believe, more than any other masjid, brings all those people together to actually work together, use their talents. This issue about black and white, this issue about whether or not we come from different countries, is a fabricated issue. The only real issue is our faith in God, our belief in one another, and the fact that we don't worry about these external forces, be they political or no matter how powerful they seem, that the only thing that we really fear is Allah or His displeasure with us, and that we look always to better ourselves so that we can be a stronger force to help our fellow Muslims and mankind.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Aink Kamal. I converted to Al-Islam 27 years ago in 1984.
فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها.
I think during this day and age, the biggest misconception of Al-Islam is that Al-Islam is a very aggressive religion. It's a religion that breeds terrorism or breeds terrorists. And I think that that's the biggest misconception that anyone can have of anyone's religion. I believe that once you take the time to really look at Al-Islam for what Al-Islam is, like they told us when we were coming up, never judge a book by its cover. And so if you get past the cover and you really start to investigate and you read and you study this religion or this way of life, you will find out that it is probably the most simple and beautiful way of life that you can ever imagine. The one thing that we can't do with this religion is we can't sugarcoat it. We can't present it to people and try and make it taste sweet to them. We have to present the religion the way Allah intended this religion to be presented, the way Allah intended this religion to be practiced. And that's the only way that we're going to see success in our lives. And we see it now with so many converts, American converts, reverts, coming back to Islam, because people are studying, they're looking at Al-Islam. They said that 9/11 was it? Yeah, 9/11 was detrimental to Islam. I would have to disagree because I think it really made people, non-Muslims, to want to take a closer look at al-Islam. And once they started to take that look at it, we see the results, because Islam is still the fastest growing religion in the world today.
ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إسرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين.
As far as taking Shahada, I was really nervous because I don't know a lot of the Islamic words yet, and so a sister that's been kind of nurturing me at the masjid, she stood up with me and helped me do my Shahada, and it was great. It was really great. It was so nice just to declare that there was only one God, and that it was Allah, and that was the biggest thing for me, was making that declaration in front of the masjid, in front of the other Muslims. That meant so much to me. Warfani, warzuniki, wazuni, wadin, wa afini. As far as after my Shahada, it was a huge transformation. Of course, I'm not going to be perfect overnight. However, there have been like huge life-changing events where it was, put on my heart to break up with my boyfriend, because I don't know if he would convert or even was interested in converting. He was extremely supportive of me being Muslim. However, I was aware that in the masjid, we're not allowed to date anymore or have a boyfriend, and that you need to marry a Muslim man, and that's why I had that conviction, and myself and my ex-boyfriend will always be friends and stuff, but it's not right. I knew it wasn't right, so I decided that I needed to make my walk with God a priority. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdu Lillahi Rabbil Alamin, Ar-Rahmin Manir Rahim, Maliki Yawmid Din, Iyyaka Na'budu wa Iyyaka Nasta'in, Indinas Sirata. The change between my past life and this life, it's actually been gradually coming. Even before I converted to Islam, I was gradually, I had stopped drinking and stopped going out, and, a lot of different things had changed for me. And so, for a lot of Americans, it would have been really difficult, but I had stopped doing a lot of those things already. So when I came and, converted to Islam, it was a little bit easier, I think, than most Americans, because I already had stopped a lot of that nonsense and, knew that, I'm 40. I knew that I wanted those changes in my life, and that it was time for peace and tranquility and growth with God. And I was very, very ready for the change. And I knew it was what was missing in my life. As far as telling my friends about becoming Muslim, some of them know and some of them don't. I'm not sure what their reaction will be. Some of them, my best friend from childhood, she actually works in the Catholic Church, and I know she probably is going to have a really bad reaction to it, and that we might not be friends anymore. However, some of my friends I've told, and they're like, I don't care. Your religious beliefs are your religious beliefs, and your belief system, and that's fine. That's your choice, and have been pretty supportive. And they've asked interesting questions too. So that's been kind of nice to be able to share. Some of the main questions that my friends ask me, actually male and female, why do you cover your head? Why do you keep your arms covered? you know, especially here in Las Vegas, because it's a very different society even compared to normal American society, and people don't stay very covered, and especially women. And so, you know, I just said that it's about modesty. And I've noticed personally that, you know, people look at me a lot different, and even some of my friends have mentioned that, you know, that some people look at me with more respect, because it's not like men looking at me as, you know, an object. They're looking at my face and not, you know, things that they shouldn't. My first day wearing a hijab was interesting. I actually went to the mosque, and I didn't even have I had a scarf that I had bought, and I didn't even have the tags off of it yet, and I just showed up to the mosque and was like, I'm going. And I asked the man at the door, I said, do I need to cover my head? And he said, yes. So I ran back to my car and got the scarf and covered my head. You know, do everything I can to change my life. And, you know, of course, I'm getting halal meat now, and that a lot of that has changed, the eating habits, and no more pork, and just a lot of different things. A lot of different things have changed. Before I became a Muslim, I really didn't go to a church. I grew up in a charismatic Christian home, and both of my parents are charismatic Christian pastors. And I studied a lot of theology, a lot of different religions, and as far as Catholicism, and just everything I could get my hands on. My parents don't know that I converted to Islam. There was only one choice in their eyes, and it was either choose to be a charismatic Christian the way that they are charismatic Christians, or they don't have any respect for you, and they basically exiled me from the family. And that was before, you know, converting to Islam. As far as my family, I honestly, it's really a double-edged sword. I miss them, but every time I was with them, because of their spiritual beliefs, I was absolutely miserable. And they made the rest of the family really miserable. It was very uncomfortable. Every holiday was so uncomfortable. We all had to shut up and be silent about our beliefs. No one was, unless it was their beliefs, no one would say anything. It was walking on eggshells 24/7. And they were very cruel to me. And as far as the religion, they were very cruel to me from a very young age. And I miss them as people, but I don't miss their religion at all. And I don't think they'll ever change. And it was a horrible experience. It was absolutely terrifying as a child to go through that. They're very extremist, and, you know, I mean, as a child, they were taking me to exorcisms and all kinds of crazy things. And it was, and, you know, would beat up on me emotionally all the time. I knew I didn't want to be, not to be harsh, not to be judgmental, but I knew I didn't want to be part of their crazy religion. It was, you know, borderline occult, and I couldn't do it. And I was persecuted by them every time I saw them. So I miss my nieces like crazy, but I can't go back to that life. I would rather just, you know, have my Muslim family and have God in my life, the real God, the true God, not a bunch of man-made, you know, rules and regulations. And their religion caused me so much pain, and this one doesn't. The thing was that I noticed with Islam is that intellectually it was what made sense. I do really get analytical, and looking into all the other religions, it was just like like there was no original text, and that it seemed like there was a whole lot of man-made things and people's ideas and man-made ideas instead of God's laws and the original laws, and that really always bothered me. And so I even studied the Ethiopian Bible, because they say it's one of the oldest Bibles in the world, and I found Islam to be even more accurate as far as the history and the original scripts and the original text, and that it wasn't tainted by a lot of different translations. I do believe that in 2002 that my life was spared for a reason, and I do believe that reason was, you know, to be able to convert to Islam and become Muslim, and, you know, because I don't know where I would have went that day, and to spread the word, and to spread the love, and to spread the joy, and to spread the peace, and to show people that, you know, all these stereotypes that they have need to be broken, and that Islam isn't terrorism, that it's something incredibly beautiful, and that's what I personally want to show people. This will be my first Ramadan, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm excited about it. I hear a lot of positive things, you know. Some people would think, oh, fasting, oh, this, you know, but from all my Muslim friends, I hear really positive things about it, you know, and that it's a celebration and it's a coming together, and that a lot of them learn a lot more is revealed to them about the Quran, you know, during that time, and just about their life in general, and that Allah gives them more guidance during that time.
My advice to the Muslims today, it would be to be true to your religion. You know, practice your religion the way it was presented to Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, and the way Allah intended us to practice. Follow the example of Prophet Muhammad, follow the example of the Sahaba, follow the example of the Tabi'een, and we can't go wrong.
I just end by saying that when I talk to my brothers and sisters from other countries, I never consider them to be immigrants. If I meet you and you're Polish and you're Catholic or Christian, then maybe you're an immigrant. But if I meet you and you're a Muslim, you're a Muslim. And there is no such thing as an immigrant. You're just a Muslim who's come from another country. That's the way I hope that one day we can all begin to view one another. This will make it easier for ourselves, but also make it easier for us to give the call.
Hi, Algerian people. Once again, my name's Raquel, and I just send you all the love in the world, and just know that as Americans, it's a little hard for us to adjust to Islam, but we do the very best that we can, and we appreciate, you know, all that other countries, other Islamic countries teach us, and be patient with us as Americans. We're really trying to do the right thing over here too, and to show people what it's all about, what it's really all about, not the stereotypes, but what it's really all about. So thank you for letting me talk to you, and it's been a pleasure.